Hello everyone. In this part I would be discussing about investigations we do in order to diagnose bronchial asthma. In previous class I discussed about the pathogenesis of bronchial asthma, and in this part I would be discussing about the investigations we do in order to diagnose bronchial asthma. Usually we diagnose bronchial asthma through a good history. We take a good history of the patient, and by looking at the patient, by looking at the clinical features, of the patient, like wheeze, difficulty in breathing, cough, etc. So the first investigation, it is the most important, lung function test or pulmonary function test, that is PFTs. See, there are three most important parameters. First is FEV1, forced expiratory volume 1, FEV1. Then the ratio FEV1 by FVC, forced expiratory volume 1 upon forced vital capacity, and PEFR, peak expiratory flow rate, PEFR, peak expiratory flow rate. In bronchial asthma, these all are decreased, and they indicate airway limitation. They indicate airway limitation or obstruction. See, these three tests we do through a spirometer. एक spirometer machine होती है जिसमें हम blow करते हैं. We blow in that spirometer machine, and through spirometry we find out these three most important parameters, that is FEV1 by FVC, and PEFR. So now I would be discussing the definition of these three. See, forced expiratory volume 1, it is the maximum amount of air you exhale forcefully, during the first second. So that is FEV1. Then FEV1 by FVC, forced expiratory volume 1 upon forced vital capacity. Forced vital capacity is maximum total amount of air you exhale forcefully after maximum inhalation. The total amount of air you exhale forcefully after maximum inhalation. So that is forced vital capacity. And peak expiratory flow rate, ये आपको बताता है maximum rate of airflow during forced expiration. So देखिए, spirometry, this tells about the reversibility. It tells about the reversibility of bronchial asthma. I have told you this, bronchial asthma, it is a reversible obstructive pulmonary disease. So through spirometry you can find out the reversibility. आप इसकी reversibility find कर सकते हो. और through these tests, that is FEV1 by FVC or PEFR, you can find out airway limitation or obstruction. So basically this is about spirometry. और ये सुनिए, how the diagnosis is made. See, diagnosis of this condition, bronchial asthma, is made when greater than 15% improvement occurs in FEV1 or PEFR after giving an inhalational bronchodilator. After inhaling a bronchodilator, there is more than 15% improvement in FEV1 or PEFR. That indicates bronchial asthma, that indicates reversibility. तो ग्राफ होता है वो नॉर्मल होने लगता है. द ग्राफ विच इज ऑब्स्ट्रक्टिव, इट बिकम्स नॉर्मल. एक्सपिरेशन में ग्राफ कॉन्केविटी शो करता है, देयर इज ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन, और वो रिवर्सिबल होने लगता है आफ्टर वी गिव अ ब्रोंकोडायलेटर. आफ्टर वी गिव एन इनहेलेशनल ब्रोंकोडायलेटर, देयर इज ग्रेटर देन 15% इम्प्रूवमेंट in FEV1 or PEFR. That indicates reversibility and that indicates bronchial asthma. So basically ये है LFT लंग फंक्शन का पार्ट, लंग पल्मोनरी फंक्शन टेस्ट का पार्ट, और अभी मैं फ्लो वॉल्यूम कर्व डिस्कस करूँगा. So you can see that this is the flow volume curve, this is the flow volume curve, and on the y-axis we have the flow of air, that is liters per minute, and on the x-axis there is volume which is in liters, and above part जो ऊपर वाला part है, it indicates expiration, and lower part it indicates inspiration. So basically see, this is the normal graph which I have drawn in black. This is the normal graph, and now this is the blue graph which I am drawing. It is the graph of bronchial asthma. It is the graph of bronchial asthma. So see, in the inspiration part it is superimposed. It is superimposed on the inspiration, so it is normal. And during the expiration, there is a concavity. There is a concavity which indicates airway obstruction or limitation, airway obstruction. So after you give the bronchodilator, ये graph it comes to normal, so that indicates reversibility. This concavity it indicates airway obstruction or limitation. So basically this is the flow volume curve. So this is fact. Carbon monoxide transfer test, it is increased in bronchial asthma. So you should know this. There is one more test, एक और टेस्ट होता है जो बच्चों में करते हैं, that is the exercise test. It is the exercise test to diagnose bronchial asthma in children. It is done in children. So क्या होता है कि बच्चे को ट्रेडमिल पे भगाते हैं. We tell the child to run on a treadmill for 6 minutes, and the heart rate should be more than 60 beats per minute. That is normal. Heart rate should be more than 60 beats per minute. That is normal. So now I would be talking about imaging. So imaging में हम दो टेस्ट करते हैं, chest X-ray, and second is high resolution CT, that is high resolution computed tomography. So chest X-ray में it is usually normal between attacks, but it shows overinflation during acute attacks or exacerbation. There is overinflation, because क्या होता है कि air trap हो जाता है लंग के अंदर. Air is trapped inside the lungs because of the narrowing of the airways. वो बाहर नहीं आ पाता है. Patient is not able to exhale the air, so it gets trapped inside. So it shows overinflation during acute attacks. So basically ये है chest X-ray. और एक और important part, it is useful to exclude complications like pneumothorax, lobar collapse, bronchopulmonary aspergillosis. So ये diagnosis exclude करने के काम आता है. Basically pneumothorax, air enters between the lung and the chest cavity, so there is lung collapse. So basically that is pneumothorax, and you know this fungal infection. So basically this is about chest X-ray. Now I would be talking about high resolution CT. It is used to find out if there is any abnormal dilation or dilatation of the airways, that is bronchiectasis. High resolution, this is the second part. High resolution CT, it is used to find if there is any abnormal dilatation or bronchiectasis, that is a complication. Or it is used to find thickness of the airways, जो इसमें आपको देखने को मिलेगा, bronchial wall thickness. Basically you can see both this complications in high resolution CT. Bronchial wall thickness. So basically through high resolution CT you can find out if there is bronchiectasis, that is abnormal dilatation of the airways, or if there is bronchial wall thickness. So basically that is about imaging. Now I would be talking about measurement of allergic status measurement. एलर्जिक स्टेटस मेजरमेंट. सो इसमें दो टेस्ट हैं. सो फर्स्ट इज द स्किन प्रिक टेस्ट, एसपीटी स्किन प्रिक टेस्ट, और सेकेंड इट इज़ द सीरम आईजी लेवल. सो फर्स्ट टेस्ट स्किन प्रिक टेस्ट, इसमें क्या करते हैं हम लोग, वी गिव एन इंट्राडर्मल injection of allergens like cat fur, pollen grain, dust particles, and we check for development of wheal and a flare reaction. एक wheal and a flare reaction होता है which indicates allergic manifestations, which indicates bronchial asthma. So इसमें क्या करते हैं, we give intradermal injections of allergens like dust, pollen grain, cat fur, and we check for development of a wheal and a flare reaction, and basically that indicates allergic manifestations and that indicates bronchial asthma. So now I would be talking about second, that is serum Ig levels. Basically आपको पता ही है, it is indicator of type 1 hypersensitivity reaction, that is anaphylaxis. I have told you about the pathogenesis. B lymphocytes release करते हैं IgE, and so serum IgE is increased. Basically it is a type 1 hypersensitivity reaction, type 1 hypersensitivity reaction or anaphylaxis. So now I would be talking about ब्लड एंड स्पूटम टेस्ट. जो ब्लड एंड स्पूटम टेस्ट होते हैं उनके बारे में मैं बात करूँगा. सो सी, देर इज eosinophilia in blood when there is bronchial asthma, but it is not a good diagnostic feature. The good diagnostic feature, as I have told you earlier, it is the sputum eosinophilia. It is a very good diagnostic feature of this condition, that is bronchial asthma. It is a very good diagnostic feature of this condition, that is bronchial asthma. So basically this is about eosinophils. Now see, through microscopy, through sputum examination, we can find out these structures. ये आपको याद रखना है, these are facts and this can come as MCQ. That is, see, it is very important. Kirschmann spirals, Crayola bodies, and Charcot-Leyden crystals. Kirschmann spirals, Crayola bodies, Charcot-Leyden crystals. These are facts and you should know this. These we find out through sputum examination or through sputum examination. So now I would be talking about serum periostin. It indicates T helper 2 cell associated inflammation. T helper 2 cell associated inflammation. Basically I have taught you this in pathogenesis. T helper 2 cell associated inflammation. Basically I have taught you this in previous classes in pathogenesis. So क्या होता है कि T helper 2 cells in response to environmental allergens, they generate cytokines. Which acts on the B lymphocytes and which in turn release immunoglobulin E, which is a type 1 hypersensitivity reaction, that is anaphylaxis. So basically serum periostin, it indicates T helper 2 cell associated inflammation. Now I would be talking about a axial nitric oxide test. So basically it is a non-invasive test. Non-invasive मतलब we don't breach the barriers, external barriers of the body like skin and all. So basically that is non-invasive test. And see, it is a measure of inflammation of the airway, and it is an index of efficacy of corticosteroid therapy, corticosteroid therapy response की efficacy बताता है. It tells us about the efficacy of anti-inflammatory action of corticosteroids. So basically that is axial nitric oxide test. It is a non-invasive test. It is a measure of airway inflammation, and it tells about the efficacy of corticosteroid response, corticosteroid therapy. So basically that is axial nitric oxide test. So now I would be talking about trial of corticosteroids. This is the next investigation. सो सी इसमें हम क्या करते हैं, वी गिव प्रेडनिसोलोन, वी गिव कॉर्टिकोस्टेरॉइड प्रेडनिसोलोन एंड इट इज़ गिवन 30 मिलीग्राम, 30 मिलीग्राम देते हैं फॉर 2 वीक्स, 30 मिलीग्राम देते हैं फॉर 2 वीक्स। द 15% इम्प्रूवमेंट in FEV1, so basically that indicates reversibility, which I have explained you. Ability. So basically this is trial of corticosteroids. After you give prednisolone 30 milligram for 2 weeks, there is greater than 15% improvement in FEV1, which indicates reversibility of obstruction of the airways. Basically that indicates bronchial asthma. So now I would be talking about arterial blood gas analysis, ABG analysis. So ये आपको पता होना चाहिए. It is the seventh and the last test. So there is hypoxia and hypocarbia during acute attack. During exacerbation, there is hypoxia, means decrease in oxygen, so there is difficulty in breathing, and there is hypocarbia, मतलब partial pressure of carbon dioxide कम हो जाता है, that is hypocarbia. So amount of carbon dioxide is reduced, so it happens during acute attack. And hypercarbia, this is the second part, this is the first part, this is the first part and this is the second part, that is hypercarbia. It occurs during severe acute attack, severe exacerbation, there is hypercarbia, and during exacerbation, during acute attack, there is hypoxia and hypocarbia. So ये है ABG analysis. So now I would be briefing you about the investigations we do in order to diagnose bronchial asthma. So first one is lung function test or pulmonary function test. In this there are three most important parts: FEV1, forced expiratory volume 1, FEV1 by FVC, forced expiratory volume 1 by forced vital capacity, and PEFR, peak expiratory flow rate. These all are reduced and these indicate airway limitation. We find these parameters through spirometry. We use a spirometer machine and we blow into it, and it indicates this spirometry. It helps us to find out the reversibility, because bronchial asthma is a reversible obstructive pulmonary disease. So FEV1 by FVC ratio, it is less than 0.7. You should remember this, it is less than 0.7. And peak expiratory flow rate shows a greater than 20% diurnal variation. So you should know this in lung function test. See, diagnosis of bronchial asthma is made when greater than 15% improvement occurs when we give an inhalational bronchodilator. And also I discuss about the flow volume curve, wherein there is a concavity in the expiratory part, which indicates airway obstruction, and in the inspiratory part it is superimposed on the normal graph. Then there is one more test that is carbon monoxide transfer test. Basically in asthma it is value is increased. And exercise test, it is done in children, wherein the child is told to run for heart rate, it is greater than 160 beats per minute, then it is normal. So that is exercise test. For airway hyperresponsiveness, we do histamine or methacholine provocative test. And there are some endogenous mediators, indirect challenge tests like mannitol, hypertonic saline, eucapnic hypopnea, basically that. So that is about the lung function test. Now imaging, two tests for 6 minutes, and first is the chest x-ray, then is this high resolution CT. Chest x-ray, overinflation during acute attacks because of air trapping, and it helps us to exclude complications like pneumothorax, lobar collapse, bronchopulmonary aspergillosis. So basically that is chest x-ray, first part. And second part is high resolution CT, wherein we can find dilatation, abnormal dilatation, bronchiectasis, the complications, and also we can find out about the thickness of the bronchial wall. So basically that is imaging. Third part is measurement of the allergic status. There are two tests in this also, that is skin prick test, SPTs, and serum IgE levels. In skin prick test, we give intradermal injections of environmental allergens, antigens like cat fur, pollen grain, dust, and there is a wheal and a flare reaction at the site of injection, which indicates allergic manifestations, which indicates bronchial asthma. And second part is serum IgE levels. Those are raised, which indicates type 1 hypersensitivity reaction, that is anaphylaxis. Now fourth part is blood and sputum test. Basically we do eosinophil count. There is eosinophilia in blood, but eosinophilia in sputum, eosinophils in sputum is a very good diagnostic feature of this condition, that is bronchial asthma. Also through sputum examination, through sputum microscopy, we can find out three important structures, that is Kirschmann spirals, Crayola bodies, and Charcot-Leyden crystals. And one more important blood substance, that is serum periostin. It indicates T helper 2 cell associated inflammation. Basically I have taught you this in pathogenesis. And fifth one is the exhaled nitric oxide test. Basically it is a non-invasive test wherein we don't breach the external barriers of the skin, and it helps us to measure the airway inflammation. And it is an index of the efficacy of corticosteroid response, corticosteroid therapy. Also we give trial of corticosteroids where airway limitation is extreme. When there is severe airway limitation, we give trial of corticosteroids, prednisolone 30 mg for 2 weeks, and if there is greater than 15% improvement in FEV1 or PEFR, then it indicates reversibility of the obstruction, that is bronchial asthma. Also FEV1 by I forgot to mention this, FEV1 by FVC ratio is less than 0.7 in this condition. And also the peak expiratory flow rate, PEFR, there is greater than 20% diurnal variation. There is PEFR greater than 20% diurnal variation greater than 20% PEFR, and FEV1 by FVC greater than 0.7. I forgot to mention this in lung function test. So this is the condition. And so I was on the trial of corticosteroids. So 30 mg prednisolone for 2 weeks, greater than 15% improvement in reversibility, which indicates obstruction. ABG analysis. During acute attack, during exacerbation, there is hypoxia and hypocarbia, and during severe acute attack there is hypercarbia. So basically that is about the investigations of bronchial asthma. Thank you.